What's up, gamers? Today we are in the AMX M451 and we have a pretty good game where we do over 8,000 blocked, 3,500 damage and 3.4k assistance damage in around 5 to 6 minutes. I'm pretty sure this game was. This seems too slow. Okay, so we're going to head over to the B1 area and make sure that they don't push. Now, the good strengths about the AMX M451 is the tier 9 I actually think is probably better than the tier 10, especially since the nerf. Basically what happened was, if it was at 0% of the tier 10, then they buffed it to 50%, and then they nerfed it to minus 10%, so they made it worse than before they buffed it. So, yes. So I have this currently with the small gun, the 120, not the 127. Has more pen at 257 and average damage of 400. It's actually fairly accurate as well. You get a good amount of HP, 2090, and I've just got the upgraded engine on it, which goes from about unbearably playing. It's unbearable to play it with the stock engine. It's so slow, and then you go to about 750, 850 horsepower to about 1,001 something. Massive. So we have food in this, the equipment, HP, rammer, and a turbo. You probably don't need the turbo as much anymore, considering I've got rid of it, but the extra speed is lovely. Now, I'm not too worried about this T26 on my left, but it has a very bouncy turret, as you are going to find out very quickly, and a very punchy gun. So the Progetto, 734, up to 1,300 spotting already. Or assistance, we'll call it assistance. Most of it is assistance and not spotting. And we stick. Somehow, that one bounced. So this T26 is too preoccupied with another AMX on the left. So I am literally against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tanks. And I'm gonna start taking out the more dangerous tanks. So the Hurry 2 is one of them. The Kalana is also one of them. They are I'm gonna say are my two probably most dangerous tanks that are sitting there, but at the same time the Kalana can be quite difficult to penetrate, and obviously the Hori superstructure. I'm trying not to fire gold here, but you know you can, and you can see how much we're blocking. We're already up to 3,800, and finding someone, just stick that straight through the side. Yeah, so the Object 252, because this is a massive tank. This tank is huge. I'll have to sit it next to some people. Okay, the accuracy is letting me down right there, but we need to bait some shots and take this T50. Oh no, not T50, 50 CP, and we need to start putting shots into him, because now this is kind of a counter for that position. If you've got tanks on the back here and one over here, so we're just waiting to see what they do. Okay, so the Kalana is now pushing out, and this is where we can now push out. We managed to bounce the 50 TP. The upper hull is very, very good and very bouncy. You can't side scrape because obviously it's not the Russian pike nose. Right here I should have gone, because that 50 TP is not going to have as good. And here comes an arty shell. That's fine. We just repair that. Get rid of the stun. 7,000 blocks. We easily could have done the mission if I had it, but I unfortunately did not have the mission. I'm just waiting for this 50 TP to fire. And he isn't firing, so I am going to go in a minute. And there's 265 from the M53. Probably one of the worst artilleries to have on the enemy team, just constantly firing at me. But he's doing his job. Now we see the 50 TP has moved. We have extremely good armor. There we go. T28 managed to pen us. We're down to 484, but we're up to 8k blocked. And that Hori is still sitting on pretty much, probably around about 80% of his HP. We're going to have to push here. We are basically a one-shot for every tank left. Let's have a look. But apart from the Progetto. Okay, 50 TP. He's made the mistake in moving. If he didn't move there, he could have easily won this. Because now I can come back up here, stick one into the side of him. I'm happy that I can block most of these shells from what is left, unless they hit the cupola on the top, which I'm not too worried about they think they can, but because of the angle, it's going to be very difficult for them to hit it. Obviously, 228, it's got a weak turret, straight through it. And this is when I'm going to use the mobility of the tank, and I'm going to push. Like, its horsepower is so good. You can see, we're up to 39 kilometers an hour. I'm waiting for this artillery, but he's dead, so. We have a 252U left, a Horu 2, and the EBR 75 FL10. And we should be able to get this guy in a sec. Oh, this has very good gun depression as well. And we're just going to stick one into him on the drive. That's lovely. Now, I know that the Horu 2 is going to be back there somewhere. So, I do it, even though I said you can't really side scrape, this is kind of, you know, we're not losing this, so I'm not too worried about it. And he's aiming at somebody else. So we penetrated him. Obviously, we're spotting him as well. And we stick the last one into him for 3,262 assistance, 3,443 damage, and 8,840 blocked. Let's go jump into those post-game stats. Okay, so the post-game stats for that game: 66,000 credits, 4,448 XP. We finished 3.2k of assistance, mostly from spotting as a heavy tank, and 3.4k in damage, 8,840 blocked, 2,800 from the 50 TP, 800 from the pattern, 440 via the 252U, over 2,000 damage from the Horu 2, and the T28 was 2,800 damage as well. We came on top, base was 1,186, and obviously we hit the steel wall. If you didn't get a steel wall for 8,800 blocked. Scorpion G had a good game, 2.6k. Rest of them, you know, that 50 TP, he didn't do enough for his team. The Horu, they just were bouncing off me the whole time. He fired 10 and he hit 6, and pretty much every single one of them was me. Same with the Horu, he hit 5, didn't pen any. It's a very, very strong tank, and I would say it's probably better than the tier 10. In fact, no, it is better than the tier 10. It's way better than the tier 10. I have a 61% win rate in it at the moment. 0.31 accuracy, that was it. I thought it was 0.32 or 33. So, yeah, 2.6k average damage per minute. This is what it looks like with the extra gun. So it's more alpha damage. It's instead of 400 and 257, it goes from 257 to 242 and 470. So it's a little bit ways and pros for it. Cons. But that will be the end of this quick video on just basically a monster game that I had in that AMX. What did it be? Be 6, 6.5? No, 3.5, 3.5, 7, 8. You know, 16k in a full combined game. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Have anything to say about the tank, go down into the comments below, put whatever you think. And if you don't have anything to say, just leave an emoji because of the engagement.